Georgetown, Texas continues to be a very popular place for people relocating to the Central Texas area. So in this video, I'm going to be going through a new community in Georgetown called Parmer Ranch. Parmer Ranch is still fairly new, but there's enough there to get an idea of what the neighborhood's going to look and feel like. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. Parmer Ranch is going to be located at the intersection of Ronald Reagan Boulevard and Williams Drive. Now, for those of you that are from out of the area, those are two major thoroughfares that can take you to a lot of places. So no matter which side you exit out of the community, you're jumping onto a main thoroughfare, and it's going to reduce the amount of time it takes you to get around. If you're commuting for work, getting to school, whatever it is, it's going to help with that. That area is still being built out. There's probably going to be a lot more around it, but as of right now, you got Parmer Ranch out there, and it's right next door to Sun City, basically. So for those of you that don't know, Sun City is a 55 plus community, and it's pretty big too, so keep that in mind. But there's definitely the option to jump around. Like if you're going into Austin, you're going to Round Rock, whatever it is, you're going to have quick access to the roads that'll get you there. Real quick, if you guys are looking to move to the Austin, Texas area, give us a call, text, email, nights, days, weekends. We'd love to help you out. Take a screenshot of the information popping up on the screen and give us a call. There's going to be a ton of options as far as builders in Parmer Ranch. You've got Empire Homes, Brightland Homes, GFO Homes, Weston Homes, Sitterly Homes, and Sitterly Cottages. Now, Sitterly Cottages is going to be a little unique, that section where they're building those, and I'll tell you about that in a couple minutes here. But just so you guys know, the price point you're looking at for this community right now is $400,000s to $600,000s, depending on which builder, which plan, and all that kind of stuff. Of course, those prices can go up and down, but the range on it, you're looking at 4s and 6s. Back to Sitterly Cottages. So this is going to be unique in that area because it's going to be gated. So you're going to have a gated entry just to get into that little pocket of the neighborhood. And the homes are pretty good size, and a lot of them have an option to have an attached guest house. So if you have people coming to visit, you can have them stay, and they got their own private entry, own private bathroom, and all that stuff. And they don't have to like feel a little intrusive or anything like that. Not that people feel that all the time, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's kind of a nice feature to have if you have somebody who's going to be an extended guest, or maybe you got a kid coming home from college for the summer and they need a place to stay. They can stay in there and they can stay out of the house and not drive you crazy. Another cool thing about the cottage area, it's going to have a lawn maintenance program, and it's designed to be a lock and leave type community. So if you like to travel, if you like to go leave the country or whatever it is, it's designed and set up to where you can do that, and your yard's not going to fall apart, and you got this extra security of it being gated. So for the amenities, there's an amenity center, there's a pool, tons of recreational space, and the coolest thing that stood out to me when I was coming through and I first pulled in, I saw someone out there with their kids out there, is the park. The park is a 10-acre park, and it's got all kinds of stuff in it, and it's a beautiful park, and I got some footage of it for you guys to check out right here. But you're talking about a sand pit, They've got a gaga ball pit. They've got a zip line. They got trails all the way through the park. And it's not really a hike type trail unless you consider hiking cruising along even ground, because it's pretty even. But it's also got a giant pavilion with a lot of tables under it, and they even got big old industrial ceiling fans in there to keep it cool during the summer. So you talk about having an outdoor space where you can go with your family and there's just tons of space. 10 acres is going to give you a lot. So the park was definitely one of my favorite features of the community. And here, check out the footage. So this is the park out here at Parmer Ranch, and as you can see, it's pretty big. There's a pavilion, there's playscapes, there's little trails you can cruise around, hike and bike, I guess you could say. Maybe more walk and bike, not really much of a hike, but definitely a great looking park. And it's one of the bigger ones I've seen in a community. So you see a lot of little side parks here and there. This one's pretty big. Speaking of parks and outdoor spaces and families and kids, Parmer Ranch is zoned for Georgetown ISD. If you want to check out ratings on Georgetown ISD or any other school for that matter, check out niche.com or greatschools.org and read some of the reviews on there. Important to note, right now you are zoned for Joanne Ford Elementary, Benold Middle School, and Georgetown High School. But there is a plan, and there has been an area designated for a future elementary school and a future middle school on the other side of the community. So at some point there will be those two schools within the community, and that's something to look forward to if you're coming in here or moving in there with kids. It's kind of nice to have the school right there in the community and not have to drive a little ways to get there. I always think that's a great option. And if you're looking for something that you can like retain value, that type of thing with homes, schools is one of those things that tends to help keep the values up there. So definitely a great option for those of you coming with family and with kids in school. Parmer Ranch's overall footprint is 454 acres. That's a lot of space, guys. That's going to be a pretty big community when it's all said and done. I remember driving out there. I was actually driving with a client on my way to Gerald to show them a home, and they were like looking, they saw signs, Parmer Ranch, and they're like, what is that? And we were kind of looking at it, and there wasn't anything there yet. It was just all still grass and trees and all that kind of stuff, and just we were on Ronald Reagan just cruising out towards 35 to head up to Gerald. And I started looking for it and started looking for information, and there wasn't really a whole lot at the time. And this was a while back. So to see how far it's come and where it's at now, it's come a long way in a short time. So if you're looking to move to that area, just know that there are options now, but there is still a ton of development that is still going to happen moving forward. So you will have a lot of options. Of course, every builder does it in phases, so this has got to be one of the earlier phases. But I did see some homes that are ready now kind of thing. They're already built, they're available. I did see several under construction as well. So if you're moving at different time frames or you're trying to plan out a move depending on when you need to get here kind of thing, you've got options. So just keep that in mind. One thing to note with new builds, and I discovered this in several of the communities in the area lately, is that they're starting to increase their prices a little bit. I know that sounds weird to hear because the rates have been high and the prices came down, but as prices go up, it allows the builders to kind of mellow out the build process. So it gives them time to catch up, gives them time to stay on top of it and complete their projects on time. So it's not a bad thing as far as making sure the homes aren't being rushed, but just know that when they do these little incremental price increases, they'll keep doing them until it gets to a point where people stop buying them, and then they'll start to come down again. So definitely something to look at when you're looking to buy. A lot of times they do these increases on a bi-weekly basis, sometimes a monthly basis, and usually it's not like it's going from 600 to 650. It's usually like 600 to 604 or 604 to 610, things like that. So something to keep in mind. And if you're looking at new builds, it doesn't hurt to lock in the price, get that going. Every community is going to have a different, every builder for that matter is going to have a different method for what the deposit is that's required. Some of them have bigger deposits if the build is taking longer, because what happened is when the prices were locked in and they were doing these builds, people locked in their prices, and when they put these deposits, a lot of times it used to be like $500 or $1,000, and what would happen is the prices tanked when the prices came down. I don't want to say tank. That's the wrong one. The prices came down, and the market leveled out. Well, when it did, these people that contracted at the higher prices at the time wanted the lower price, and the builders weren't willing to come down, so people were walking. They were just saying, hey, you know what? That's only $500. I'm not going to overpay $60,000 kind of thing. So now the builders have kind of turned that a little bit and raised that deposit to make it a little bit harder for people to walk away. Just something to keep in mind, just a tip, not to scare you, but just something to keep in mind, because when it comes to walking into a builder, it's like walking into a car dealership. They're not there to represent you, they're representing the builder, and they're selling their product. So if you guys need an agent, give us a call, text, email, nights, days, weekends. We'd love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. Please subscribe to the channel, tap the little notification bell so you'll be notified when we release future videos. Smash the thumbs up button for me. Remember, we got your back when you're moving to Austin, Texas. Till the next time, we'll catch you later. If you guys are enjoying this video, please subscribe, tap the little notification bell so you'll be notified when we release future videos, and smash the thumbs up button for me.